Almost ready. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Welcome and good to have each and every one of you here. We are going to be, of course, playing some games and whatnot of Annie. We're going to be playing on TCG Arena. So for those of you guys who don't know... Actually, let me turn down the music a tiny bit. Also, if you guys don't like the music, just let me know and I can always turn it off. That's perfectly fine. It only moderately hurts my feelings. Just so you know. So, okay, if I were where I put my audio, there we go. Okay, so anyway, guys, yeah, and normally with these live streams, it's a lot more chill and whatnot. We're not going to be treating it like it is a video, though I might use the gameplay for that. But, I mean, always feel free to ask your questions and things of that nature. I would much rather pay attention to the chat than to my own game, which is why normally when I am streaming, there are a lot of misplays, just because I mainly am talking to you guys more than anything else. But Annie has been really interesting lately. The main reason why I say that is because ever since Atlanta and Vegas, for that matter, Annie has had a really good showing, to the point where it's been in multiple top 8 cuts for major tournaments. Even there was a 128 player skirmish that I just did a video on and posted about today, where there were 2 there. There were, like, what, 3 in Vegas, 2 in Atlanta, if I'm remembering correctly. And that's just absolutely insane. And we're even seeing a little bit of a falling back on Kai'Sa as well, which is really interesting, and there's some theories around why that may be. Now, first and foremost, of course, you know, I'm not going to be saying that Kai'Sa is any less of a deck in this case. It is still one of the, if not the best deck, mainly due to even just consistency and draw power of that deck. But I think the biggest thing is that Kai'Sa has really play-tested into the mirror match more than anything, expecting the mirror match more than anything, and now you're seeing that this meta is getting wider and wider with people who are bringing the decks, and that can be really interesting for a number of reasons as well. So we got to be a little bit careful about being Kai'Sa players in this current meta, because now not only do we just have to be good Kai'Sa players, but we have to anticipate the Annie matchup, the Sett matchup, and Sett is very difficult to play against as a Kai'Sa player, just because killing Sett can be one of the hardest things that you have to do And I even remember for me in particular, I even used an Acathian Rain at one point when I was at Vegas to take out the Sett player. Now, mind you, this was when I also had some units out on the board, and he only had 2 cards in hand. So being able to use a Acathian Rain to do that was very helpful to completely kill it in that case. Likewise, I also used, in game 1 against that Sett player, I used a smoke screen and falling star to be able to kill it in that case as well. So there's a lot of things that you got to be prepared for as a Kai'Sa player in all of these matchups, and I feel like a lot of Kai'Sa players haven't properly prepared for the wider meta that they are now going to be facing. It'll be really interesting to see what ends up happening with Houston, because I feel like that could be the same problem. Now, luckily, at least with this week, there's a lot of people who have been able to compete and play test and everything to help prepare. But even still, it's going to be really interesting to see how Houston goes. But we'll talk about that later. Biggest thing, though, is going to be talking about Annie in this case. Now, this Annie deck in particular is one that I have made myself. It is definitely based off, it was based off of the first place deck at Vegas, but with what I have. So I only have 2 flashes instead of 3 because I got my proving grounds. That's all I have. It's still good, don't get me wrong. And then I only have 2 Kai'Sas, not 3, so we are running a Vayne. Kai'Sa is very helpful in this deck. The main reason for that, of course, being that Kai'Sa gets you card draws on Conquer. You get to accelerate, you get to move, and while Vayne gets to do so, and that's really helpful, you don't get the card draw. And that can really suck in that kind of matchup. And so that's a little sad. Been on Annie since day 1. Knew it was going on the rise eventually. Glad I got the deck pieces when I did. Yeah, no kidding. And yeah, because that was about when this game came out, that was when Sold Out was really starting to make his rise as well. And I probably would have gone for Annie as well. The only problem is my proving grounds that I ordered through Riot did not ship until, like a week and a half ago now, unfortunately. Now that I finally got the pieces, I got the Annie deck. I'm waiting for... The one guy's taking forever to send me my Kai'Sa. I bought it at $60. Still sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. So we'll see how that ends up going for us here. But really excited to play Annie. She is probably the most fun deck I've played here in this case. Just love how she feels, especially into this meta. Has some really good matchups. So let's go ahead and run some games here, see what we could potentially do. Let's go over to TCG Arena and let's, turn off that music. No. Okay, so for those of you guys who can't see yet, let me go ahead and... Oh, yeah, you can actually. Cool. That helps out a lot. Cool and everything. Let me make sure it's not stretched. Not necessarily. Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, so here we go. We are going to be finding random opponents. We might head over to Tabletop Simulator, depending on who's here as well. Especially just because this has been a little buggy on getting connected to opponents, unfortunately. But I've really loved how the Annie deck has felt. It seems like it has good matchups into everything. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and he's going to be waving a lot. We'll go continue. Now, of course, we are going to be starting with that. Zon Warrants, just because we love the discard and draw. Just really helpful there. Then we are going to be visible by all. Sure. And visible by all. I wish there was a hotkey for that. That's going to be a little annoying. I'm glad that they started with everything face down. Ooh, both of those battlefields are actually pretty good for us. Yasuo is going to be really interesting too. Rolling a 17. We've been rolling a lot better lately. Okay, first. GL, as the kids say these days. Okay, that's actually a pretty good start for us. And against Yasuo as well, I mean, he's going to be at a 6. We do have to be mindful for the defies. I think, though, in this case, we'll go bottom, and we'll keep and draw one. Okay, So yeah, that'll be big. Let's go ahead and wait for him to get his 4th card, and then we'll start playing a couple of games. I don't necessarily know how long this stream is going to be. I'm thinking about maybe an hour, so we'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our 5th card. Interesting. Then we're going to go ahead and play out a Traveling Merchant and say pass. Now, Yasuo can move incredibly fast and get a lot of points. Annie, I think, is just a little bit more efficient, mainly due to the fact that Annie at least gets the removal, whereas Yasuo necessarily doesn't. Oh, he forgot his 3rd rune. 3rd rune for you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Let me move me up just so you guys can see things and shrink me down. Okay, here we go. Now you guys can see things. Okay, so actually that's pretty much our best start. Still 1 at the ready. So let's go Traveling Merchant over to here just because it is going to cause a move. Now, of course, we are going to discard and draw. Nice. Okay, not bad. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then, oops, not that one. Then we're going to go over here. Yep, he likes that. That's pretty much our best start. That's one of my favorite starts. Let's get rid of Vi, unfortunately. We have a couple more. And then let's go 1, 2, and pass. Now, we can bait out a Defy with this as well, if need be. Okay, that's not bad. So that is going to be a 3 when attacking, so that's going to be a big deal. Let's go Gust into there. Normally, you can wait to pass priority because he could play an action to go ahead and buff it up as well, especially with green. That's very viable, but unfortunately online, that's not necessarily going to be the case. Now, of course, he's got a decision to make. If he does decide to go Discipline, that's going to be perfectly fine. Or if he actually even goes for the Defy as well, that's going to be fine too. Looks like the Defy is going to be coming. Oh, no. Never mind. The discard and draw instead for the move. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, cool. So might just go ahead and play it right back out. That's going to be another 2 points for us. And then not only that, we also have a fight or flight for the following turn. The 4 cards at hand means that he doesn't necessarily have anything of value for us. So going up to 4 already is going to be looking pretty good. We can't go ahead and play Kaisa for the Conquer ability. That's not going to be necessarily anything that we want. So let's go ahead and we can keep that there. They don't have they have charms. They have things of that nature to worry about. So if we move, it's just going to move right back. That could get us a lot of cards necessarily. I don't necessarily think that we have much to worry about. Let's just go Kaisa in the backfield, ready to, and pass. We could have pulled Sneaky Deckhand, but I think we do need a few more cards in the discard, and we also can bait out the Fight or Flight a little bit more. So let's go ahead and try Fight or Flight pinging that. Now, of course, this is at action speed in this case. So yeah, they are going to defy that. Yep, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the defy out of the way. So they top decked that, or they just chose not to use it last turn on the Gust, which is a little interesting as well. So, but they also could have gotten it off the move of the Traveling Merchant too, which is really interesting. Big thing is we're hoping that they're gonna go ahead. Yeah, thanks for the ping on that. That's good. I'm glad he's communicating. That's awesome. And so we're hoping that we can get something out. And he's tapped out. That's perfect. Okay, cool. That's exactly what we want to see there. He's tapped out. So nothing necessarily worrisome. So let's just go ahead and do both. To go ahead and do both on Karn, Kayn, to go ahead and kill him completely. That's going to be a huge slowdown for him on that. Then we're going to be going over to here. That's going to be 4-2 at that point. They're going to discard the Traveling Merchant. We'll draw off of that as well. Let's go ahead and try a stacked deck. Can't do anything about that, so we'll go show one more, show one more, show one more. I do actually really like the flash in hand. I don't know if we have much to worry about. What's his runes at? Okay, so he's going to be at 7. Yasuo is a 6 and 2, so he can't go ahead and play the Yasuo. Oh, whoops. How do I get it back? Sorry. Oh, that was the one that I actually wanted. Oh, well, we'll go cleave and then to deck bottom. Okay. And then let's go ahead and move that back to discard and draw. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I do like where that's put us. I think we still go ahead and play Darius out. Ready to and pass. So that's the biggest thing is he's at 7. Yasuo, of course, costs 6 and a bunch, 6 and 2 power. So you can't necessarily use the Yasuo ability this turn, meaning that we're going to be at... Oh my gosh, that's mean. Okay, well, pick your favorite, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. That definitely makes sense. And hide all. Okay, so we're going to go up to 6. I think we're going to go over to here. See if there's no response. So we're going to go to discard Vayne and draw 1. Okay, that's cool. So we can even... No, we can't... Yeah, we could double Darius this next turn as well. So we're going to be going back to this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Go for Annie. Go ahead and... Gosh, that would be really nice if we could have done that. I think the biggest thing actually might be, instead of getting stacked decked back, Fight or Flight might actually be one of the best ones. Whoops. Let me show two-hand. Because you do have to show that you are putting a spell back in hand. And did I score? No, or counters increased by 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did. Okay. Cool. Sometimes I forget. when I'm streaming online and especially just trying to think out loud for you guys, I sometimes forget points because I go straight into strategy mode. There's still definitely a lot that I need to learn about the mechanics and strategy of this game being optimal and things of that nature as well. Still, right now, we're looking pretty good. Again, going up to 7, so the Yasuo is almost basically a dead unit at this point. Double Mask, though, is going to be a really interesting play, so that's going to be +2. That's going to be 9 for the Mind Splitter. So we still can definitely overwhelm with that. We're going to move back because of that. Because of that, I think we are just going to discard and draw. Yeah, okay, so that's going to charm. I will go ahead and stack deck to go... 8. Oh gosh, we could have gone to 10 as well with that stack deck on top of that. That would have added 2 extra to go to 10. And then also, if we wanted to see what else. Oh, and we could have rode the wind over after that if we wanted, right? That's action. Yeah. So we could have even rode the wind after that. Interesting. Yeah, he quit. All right. Well, GG, my dude. Yeah, that happens. So, yeah, how have you guys felt about the meta so far? Good, bad, eh? I mean, don't get me wrong, the prices really suck. We're not talking about the prices or whatnot, but how do you guys feel about the overall meta currently for this set 1? So far, actually, I'm liking it a lot. I'm liking where it's feeling like it's at. I feel sorry for people in China where it was, 40% Kai'Sa, 40% Yi, and like 20%, Viktor at that point. That doesn't necessarily feel good. So, all right. So let's go remove hidden. Remove hidden. I'm still new. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. This is going to be actually good practice. even if they are new in this case, this is still going to be really, really fun to be able to see what we're able to do. Also playing the yellow Sett. There we go. There's the roles that we're used to. So Sett also has tank, and then I get +1 for each buff friendly unit at my battlefield. So a lot of people, holy crap. Wow. You got it. Acceptable losses. Yeah, so acceptable losses is really interesting. So for those of you who don't know, acceptable losses, each player kills one of their gear. Now, the big thing about that's going to be really interesting. Oh, let me double check that I did visible all. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Okay, good. We saved us a little bit. And also even having both of these as well. We don't necessarily need Ride the Wind, but we get it anyway. Or haven't tried acceptable losses on Annie. Yeah, so acceptable losses, that's going to be something like if you want to play it against Sett, potentially they have some gear that they go ahead and play. Likewise, it's mainly due to the Aurora matchup or things of that nature. Okay. So let's go ahead and pass it over to you then, and whatnot, and see what ends up happening. Okay, so nice easy turn, pit rookie. Oh, come on. What's with all the Ride the Winds on top of the deck? Okay. Can we trade that for a different card? Yeah. What do you think about Lux? Potential? Kind of potential there. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, they're 4, so they could primal, but that would be kind of a waste right now. Okay, good. So it is just dead. We'll draw a card off of that. There's our stacked deck. Can you show your deck? Yes. Let me go ahead and paste it into the... That's why I have this up. There you go. All right. So, yeah, there's the deck. Somewhat budget, just because I don't have 3 Kaises. Double stack deck is interesting. Okay, so... I think this is actually going to be kind of a janky turn. Really interesting. Really interesting. Do we worry about first mate? I don't think we worry about first mate. Viktor... No, sorry. Sett really struggles with card draw. That's the big thing. That's the thing that we love. So I think first and foremost, let's go over into here. On the move, we'll discard Ride the Wind and draw. And then I think we will go up to 1 at that point, and we will... I don't want to. Discard... Yeah, discard Ride the Wind and draw. It sucks. I don't want to do that. Then... Or, whoops, dang it, we needed to use Ride the Wind. That's my own fault. I needed to use one of the Ride the Winds at that point, but that's okay. Then let's go ahead and go 1 for stacked deck. Go ahead and manage top card. Show one more, show one more, show one more. We could get another stacked deck. Fight or Flight also would be really good in this in this case. I feel like, though, a Darius would be pretty solid. 2 deck bottom, 2 deck bottom. Okay, Possession is an interesting sideboard. Yeah, and that's going to be, especially if you have a problem with, like, Dead Bloom Predators or, like, those really big units that your opponent has. You don't necessarily have to worry about that. Actually, let's go that. I do like that. That's going to remove another threat here. And then let's go... Oh, we don't want to remove both of those because we want to ready those up. We're okay with that. So let's go 1, 2, and pass. Okay, sorry. That was a long turn, my dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, so is Annie a real contender or just a meta call right now? No, Annie actually is a real contender in my opinion. And a really interesting one at that because she can just move incredibly fast at your opponent. Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's twice. So, no call to glory or anything like that. Also, top decking the Kaisa is going to be really nice for us. We're trying to maintain our card draw. So, there we go with the Sett right there. But Annie is legit, though she is very difficult to pilot. You need to kind of get used to the ins and outs of her in order to properly watch her. Okay, cool. We're good. We're good here. What is this? Do we go 5 or do we just go ahead and take out? Let's go to 2. Do we take out and build? I think we take out and build. I think that's, especially with the tapped out. Oh, wait, no. He can go ahead and save it. And that wouldn't necessarily do a whole lot for us. Sorry. Whoops. Okay, so 25th. 25-hour. What the heck are you saying, my dude? So we'll save Garen for this next one. I think in this case, let's just go with an accelerated Kai'Sa. Move Kai'Sa into here. Go up to 3. Go ahead and draw a card. We do have fight or flight, so let's go ahead and put those 2 back. And pass. No, this is Patrick. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we're able to do here. Now, of course, there we go. That's going to be interesting, too. That is going to buff the pit rookie, which is going to be a good answer here. That's going to put it up to 3. Now, we can still fight or flight. So let's go ahead, though, ride the wind, or fight or flight on that. I always ping it twice just in case so they know. Because then they read the card and then we double check on that. So that's going to be... now, you can still spend a buff or spend the 3 to call to glory. But that's going to be 4 to 3. So, interesting. Discarded pit rookie. Okay, good. Played a showstopper. That's mean. Buff a friendly unit. Okay, so let me see. Buff a friendly unit, then move them. Okay, so if you cannot buff the unit, though... Yeah, it's a comma, though, not a period. So you have to... Right? Am I reading that wrong? I don't quite mind at this point, but... Yeah, really interesting. Really interesting. He also counts himself as well, so challenge, yeah. That'll be good. Okay, he's tapped out again. That's good. Oh, cleave Darius. There we go. That's... Dang it, we're 1 short, though. That would be so nice. Now, do we necessarily... You left the chat. Oh, yeah, so can I ask you there? No worries. Or that you're talking to someone else. We could still rebuild. We're almost okay with getting a point there. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go here. That's going to be at 4. So that's technically dead. So we'll go to 4. We'll discard Gust. Draw 1. Double cleave. Okay, that's mean. Okay. And he only has 2 cards in hand. Yeah, per the updated rules recently. As long as the unit is buffed, Showstopper can move. Okay, cool. Okay, so it is a do as much as you can type thing. Sounds good. Okay, then let's go ahead and play that here. And then what we'll do next turn, the reason why I didn't do Darius this turn is because next turn we'll go ahead and move Darius into there and then destroy it with Falling Star. And especially with Sett currently only having 3 cards in hand, we should be in a good spot. Son of a... Okay, reveal all. Can't take out Darius at least, but that's a good top deck for you. That's a good top deck. Choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. Choose a non-unit card from it and recycle that card. Yeah. Now, of course, we still can get that back with Annie, but Annie costs 4 at that point too. So, little sucky there. But again, they only have 2 cards in hand. So really interesting there. That's going to buff up the monk, which is fine. Pay your cost and recycle. We'll see how that. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to hide again. There we go. So we can still get it back with Annie, which is really fine for us. We're in an okay spot. Okay, we could fight, or we could fight or flight there as well. Now they could spin the buff. They only have 2 cards in hand. They haven't called to glory yet, so they might not have it in hand. They have 6 cards in the discard. Okay. Oh yeah, and drawing. Okay, good. Got rid of primal strength. So I mean, right now Sett's at 7. That's something to keep in mind as well. I think in this case, let's go to fight or flight on Sett. We'll go ahead then and move into here. On the move, discard and draw. Double Darius. That's kind of mean. Then let's go to 5. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Recycle 1. Play Darius. Go ahead and do 1 for cleave on Darius. Darius will go up to 10. And then we will move there. Now, you should let this monk die. Oh, we got to discard our Darius. Dang it. Yeah. Wow. So you are going to recycle. There we go. Thank you. You don't have to do that one in particular, but so we're going to go up to 6. Now, this is the dangerous part for us as Annie players. He can go ahead and take both. We are very low with cards in hand. Now, of course, we still can save the Traveling Merchant with Gust. So that is something that we are going to do. Oh, it is supposed to be recycled. That's a good point. Thank you. Yeah, that's true. Good call there. So now we're in a bit of a trouble. We're still good on points. But one thing that my unit. We got a lot of runes, so that's the big thing. We at least got a lot of runes. If we need to get Annie out and rebuild, that's going to be helpful, but we're at 6. If we can just, I mean, even a stacked deck at this point wouldn't be too bad. We got the Ride the Winds. Yeah, we got the Ride the Winds in the deck, so if we can get a Vi out, we win. So if we can get a stacked deck, and they're at 4... Did they add? Yeah, they increased their counters, yeah. Okay. Okay, Vayne, that's fine. Or Fiora, that's fine. And Sabotage, yeah, that's fine. You know what it is. It's kind of a dead card for you, my dude. Yeah. He said he's new to the game too, so no worries there on that. So it's 5 to... So we basically have 2 turns. Poro is... excuse me. Poro is not the answer. Okay, so we do have a stacked deck at least, but we don't want to... That's the hard part. We need to... Games are going actually pretty well. We're in a bit of a pickle right now. I think we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and play out Annie. I think in this case, we could also do fight or flight, but that's not necessarily great. I think we gotta go. there in hand and try to get the top deck at this point. Now, he's top decking at this point as well. He's going to be going to 7. We're on a time clock here. And then let the monk die. Yeah. Did he arena bar at instant speed? Well, not necessarily at instant speed. I think what he... Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think it's just hard to tell, especially when playing online. Yeah, Sett has tank. Oh, yeah, Sett has tank too. That's so easy to forget. So... Regardless, we can go ahead and fling Traveling Merchant in to try to discard and draw. We have 20 cards left. We need... Challenge? Yeah, that's fine. That's not necessarily what we need. Let's go 1 and 2. We'll discard that on the move and draw. Not better, but... I mean, that could help. Or no, we're at 6 points. Dang it. If we were at 7, it would be really helpful. Yeah, so... Oh, he did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. That's true. Yeah, so... GG. I've been playing Pokemon for a few weeks, and the amount of Kai'Sa players going down a bit since people are liking Annie a bit more. Well, no, it seems like, watch out using Arena at instant speed. You moved into Showdown, then used the Arena, and you can't. But no big deal, just for future. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So that should have been a little bit of a different game at that point, and that's fine. That's okay. But it doesn't matter. People are learning. Yeah, and that's the big thing. He said he was also brand new at the game as well. And that's the hard part. Don't play test on TCG Arena. If there's anything I've learned, I'll stream on TCG Arena for fun. I think we'll do 1 or 2 more games. Why 4? Yeah, okay, we're gone. Again, that's kind of the bugginess of this. Oh, yeah. Arena would be action speed, correct? Not necessary, or no, because it doesn't specifically state it as that, and it's a gear. So the gear has an activated tap ability that you can only do on your turn outside of Showdown, to my knowledge. All right, well, let's go ahead then and direct connect. All right. No cheating. You're on the stream, man, so Arena is slow speed and only played out outside of a Showdown, exactly. Okay, so let's see here. Going against someone who is and then visible by all. I mean, you know what I'm already going to pick. Visible by all. Visible by all. Ooh, Kai'Sa v. Annie. The gift that keeps on giving. All right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and roll a 5. There we go. The consistency. Nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reveal your battlefield, my dude, if you wish. Thank you. And it's not necessarily great. I think in this case, we go bottom, bottom. It's not necessarily bad playing a Vi out turn 1, but we still don't necessarily want to do so. Oh, those are cool. Oh, they added the next set runes. That's cool. Man, I appreciate that. That's awesome. Okay, so let's play out a Poro. Probably one of the better starts going against Kai'Sa in that case, just because of the deflect. It definitely makes them think twice before wanting to use Hex Tech Ray or things of that nature on it, because you do have to say, do we want to fight or flight? No, we'll save it. Yeah, we'll save it. We were thinking. All right, cool. And so that's looking good for us. I know they are. I just wish they were textured too. I mean, I'm still glad that they have the foiling and everything. Don't get me wrong. But man, the texturing looks good. Actually, we could do that instead. Let's go here. Yep, okay, so we'll go to 1. Oh, now the hard part. We already put 1 on the bottom. I don't want to put Darius. I don't want to put Falling Star. I think that we do, unfortunately, need to go Darius. I think he's our best choice. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vayne. Could trade if you wanted to. Reaver's Row will activate, so you do get a chance to pull back if you so choose. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and that's the thing. And yeah, you're totally okay on thinking here. That's not a big deal. That's the hard part, though. Man, the runes, they look good, but man, are they expensive. No, this is, yeah, okay. Cool. So, trade. Should be a trade at that point. Still dealing 5, yeah, okay, cool. That's what I figured. Otherwise, I think we're good here and pass back. Now, we can still fight or flight, or if they go ahead and use any removal, Void Seeker would also be decently able to be used right here. That would also get you another card draw. Yeah, we're okay with that for now. We can answer that. But if they go ahead and do a Darius, if they go ahead and do a Kai'Sa, then we want to be a little bit more prepared. Yeah, I only have 1, or I have 2 Kai'Sas, so I'm doing 1 Vayne, 2 Kai'Sas. Is the reasoning. Dang, you are getting so much card draw. Okay, cool. So that's fine. Not a big deal. Let's go to 2 as well. Let's go 2 for that. We don't need to hide. I still think at this point it's at least gonna... And then pass. Now, if they do go... Oh, they could go Falling Star right... Or not Falling Star. Well, even Falling Star right now, but they might be a Cathian Raining. No, they're doing 5, so it's Darius or Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa moving in. Okay, that's fine. Fight or flight Kai'Sa. And then they still have the ability to go ahead and use like a Void Seeker or something along those lines as well, which is interesting. That would be an interesting play. 4 cards in the discard so far. We can go ahead and get a Falling Star back out with Annie. That's something that we definitely can keep in our arsenal. Depending on what we draw next turn, that very well might be what we end up doing, because we could then go ahead and just destroy. Oh, that's a mean. Okay. Okay. Did you pay deflect cost? Or I think you did. I think you, no, did you? Okay, cool. Okay, thanks. All right, just making sure. Sometimes things happen a bit too fast. Yeah, so I think we're good there. Gust. Oh, that would have been great last turn, giving me a gust, my dude. Not this crap. Now, of course, we can only get back now. Putting Annie out isn't necessarily horrible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Showing that we are putting Falling Star back to hand. Gosh, dang. That's sad. That's going to set us back a little bit. That gust would have been so clutch. Decided to switch to Annie for Houston. Last night was my first time playing Annie at my locals and went 3-0. I can see why it's strong. Yeah, it definitely is very strong. The hard part with, and the thing that I made a mistake with at Vegas for me, was underestimating how beginner my locals was as well. And that's something to definitely keep in mind there. My locals, more than anything, definitely was still learning the game. We had a couple of people who were definitely competitive, but definitely going ahead and playing against more competitive, more knowledgeable people, especially with Annie, is only going to prepare you more for the weekend. So hopefully you're doing that as well. Again, that was my biggest mistake in that case, and something that I wish I did more. Also, I practiced a lot on TCG Arena as well, instead of with an actual playtest group, and that was another big mistake that I actually ended up making. So, boop. Okay, so let's go into here. Go cleave to go up to 6. And pass priority. You have 1 up. You could have retreat. Could also even hex tech. Yep, there's the retreat. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Then let's go to Falling Star on Darius. Yeah, he saw that coming. Or they saw that coming. Let's see. Kind of sucks. We don't want to play Vi out necessarily either. At this point, we're kind of just going a lot slower than what Annie needs. We need the stack decks. We need those cards that can be accelerated out a little bit better. But we're gonna hold back a little bit just because we definitely do not want to lose Vi here. Yeah, and all the purple tricks are so interesting with that as well. Because especially with like Aurelia and things of that nature in the next set, this is going to be a very interesting meta and something that, needs to be mindful of, because it could be very scary on what, we might be finding here in this case. Dang, that's good. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, they are just moving way faster. And again, leaving 1 up is really good as well. Let's go ahead and move over to here. They could go ahead and Hex Tech. Okay, they don't have Hex Tech necessarily. So on the Conquer, we'll discard Gust, unfortunately, and draw. Let's do Traveling Merchant. Blue-yellow is looking so much fun this next set. It's going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening here. Gosh, yeah, we're okay. They're going up to 6 though. That doesn't feel good. And they're at 10, so they could even go to 7 as well if they happen to have the time warp in hand. And I mean, they have what, 8 cards in hand? Yeah, and he moved way too fast for this game 1, unfortunately. So wife is gonna be home soon too, so we need to. Yeah, that's the problem. It's so stupid. Well, and then like they needed to just literally add it into the next set, but I get why they didn't because it's already been printed. Is the tough part. Okay, Ravenbloom student, okay. And 5 for Darius. Yep. Readies goes to 7. Yep, that's good. Oh gosh, building up that backfield. Didn't want to attack in. Interesting there. So we'll go to 5. I think they're just gonna make their big push here at that point. Gosh, it would be so nice if. Well, we don't have enough though. That's the hard part. Let's move into here. Discard, draw. Again, we are just seeing nothing that we want to see. Annie back to hand. Play out Annie. Go ahead. Add Falling Star to hand. Go ahead and do this. Yeah, Time Warp should be incoming, you would think. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, the retreats are saving them. That's really good. That's really good. They'll still be able to, of course, get over. Yeah, that's GG. Yeah, GG. Drew too slow. We'll pass it back and let you play it out, though. Della. Yeah, good job there. Great game. That was really cool. Got to do better than that. I can't just, you know. Okay, so we're going to be siding. One thing that would be. Falling Star would be an interesting ad. I still also need to get used to. Rebukes are not the best. Not Possession. Possession would be interesting, but not in this case. I do think we'd go Falling Star. I talk with a lot of other, since I'm a content creator for Riftbound. Let's see. So we need to take out 4. Sorry, let me get this. Whoops. Let's stick the cleave back in. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, so we are going first. Okay, so there we go, guys. Sorry. So yeah, how I actually found a test group is if you go around a lot, actually, go on Runes and Rift on YouTube. And a bunch of other places. Riftbound Meta on YouTube as well has the link to the big Discord with everyone in it. And you can ask around and find competitive groups to be able to playtest with online. That's really helpful. I'll go first. Sorry. And, you know, that's what I did. I just know a lot of people around here as well. Okay, so we did get our 2-drop. We got that. I don't know if I love Darius in hand. Let's go to bottom. Hopefully get something else. Yeah, not the worst, not the best. Okay, so then we'll go 1, 2, and do bloop-a-doop, and score a point, and pass. Oh, whoops, draw a card. Judge. Lecturing Yordle to start and draw a card. Gosh, Lecturing Yordle is so good. Now, I need the opening best for me. I love when I get, like, the sneaky deckhand and stuff. So we'll go over to here. We should be good. Yeah, discard Vi, draw one. Okay, that actually is good as well. Let's go here. Go over to here. Go to 3. Again, this is the fear that Annie can strike into the souls of people. And then we will go back, ready, and pass. So we got a couple of options on what we can do, though we do still need our red runes. So Hextech Ray. Oh, okay. Let me see. Thinking. Yeah, that's good. Because we could. Yeah, we could do that. I don't know. We don't want to get rid of anything, though. So, yeah, that'll be gone. Not scrapping this deck. I am going to be testing that just because of the draw potential of it as well. Okay, so, yep, that's fine. Okay, or whoops, we can, I think in this case, go there. We're 6 and 6 on runes. So the chance of us actually getting 2 red are still pretty slim. Recall. Okay, interesting. Yeah, again, that's preparing for the time warp more than anything. Because a lot of times you don't want to necessarily. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for an accelerated Kaisa and move into here. Go to 4, draw a card, and pass. Now they have 5 cards in hand. We're at 4, so this is looking pretty good. Yeah, game 1 Scrap Heap feels great. Well, and the nice part about Scrap Heap is this, if you absolutely need to as well, you can always that's a very easy side out. Yeah, we'll use that. You know, that's the nice part. Okay, so Falling Star. Yep, that's going to be a Falling Star. Okay, cool. Yeah, good move. Good move. Okay, Yordle, draw a card. Yep, good job refilling the hand. Oh, I forgot my point for holding. Yeah, sorry. I'll say that. Yeah, sorry. Okay, not necessarily great. Let's see, what could we get back? Annie would be too slow at this point, and without much utility. Let me... Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, let's see. We'll double check. I'm pretty sure I did, though. I think we go ahead and Falling Star. That's my fault. I always pay attention to... When I'm streaming and whatnot, I pay attention a lot to... and miss a lot of stuff sometimes. It's a lot harder to stream and stuff and play because you're bouncing between, and this game takes a lot of focus, surprisingly. Well, surprisingly, not surprisingly, you know. Anyway, go. Okay, you said you were checking. Anyway. Okay, so let's see. And I think at that point, nothing I can really do at this point. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy. And that's huge card advantage right there, too. Yeah, let's pass. Unfortunately, dang. That's a big miss on our turn. And I'm glad that we did put Darius on the bottom from opening hand. Because 2 Darius in hand at this point wouldn't necessarily be a great feeling. Mm-hmm. And with 4 still left... So, I mean, could even play out another Kai'Sa or build out your backfield as well. But also keeping runes up for anything that I might do can be really interesting as well. So, I am tired too. I should have, what I should have done, I'm not even thinking, unfortunately. What I should have done was, 6 is still not enough. I could have fight or flighted it back to base at that point. Yeah, I think this might be my last game. I'm just... Work took a lot out of me. There's not enough caffeine that can fix that. Oh, we're still drawing not great hands. Because again, we'll put like the Kai'Sa back in hand, but not necessarily in a great way. But like that's kind of the only play I might have. And... Or whoops. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, this will probably be my last game. Just need to maybe take a nap. That'd be nice. Naps are fun. Stupefy. Yep, to get the draw. Yeah, that's definitely good. Then we'll go with that out. Ready that, pass. Yeah, and definitely Scrap Heap is one that I definitely want to test. It's good also at just even shrinking your deck down by 3 cards potentially, you know? It's kind of like the Pot of Greed of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is why it's so good. That was the first banned card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, so... Now, we would let them go ahead and get the first battlefield in this case. And then when they bring the Kai'Sa out, we would fling that back. Yeah. What discords did y'all mention are good for Riftbound? Look up Runes and Rift on YouTube. They have a really good practice group, or a really good find a game channel. And then also on Riftbound Meta's Discord is the overall Riftbound Discord itself. I need to get that linked in my Discord as well. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. He on accident did a Fury rune, and it has to be 4 mind runes. So totally get that. Yeah, so those 2 are going to be really good for finding play testing. Going to be there's people who are looking for games and at all different skill levels too. So really helpful on being able to, figure out your deck and gameplay as well to see what might be happening. We're not looking so hot. GG. Not much I can do at that point. Yeah, I'm just way too tired right now. I just need to relax. But GG, let's do it again. That was really cool. Alrighty, guys. Anyway, that is going to be the stream for today. About an hour long, all things considered. So thank you guys so much for being here. We got a lot of fun stuff that we are doing and preparing for. We're not going to be at Houston, but we are going to be watching and streaming it live here as well, though it is going to be on YouTube for you to be able to see for yourself. So that'll be really cool. And then also, we're going to just be talking about the meta and things of that nature. Yeah, Della, good job. Kaisa, she is scary. And I had some really weird draws those games. You'll see. If you watch back the gameplay, you'll see. Also made some mistakes with fighter flights and stuff like that. That happens. But yeah, so we got some really fun stuff. We're going to be talking about the meta later in the week on what to expect in Houston. And I do think it is going to be a little bit wider than what we are anticipating. Biggest thing is I think Kaisa is still going to be like near 40% of the field. But then everything else is Annie, Sett, and whatnot that we've been seeing already. And Yi. The three biggest decks. And those are going to be the answer. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it. Thank you so much for being here. Could not do this without you. Well, I could, but it would be incredibly boring. So thank you so much for being here and look forward to interacting with you